Hey, welcome YouTube. Can YouTube hear me? All right, and I think we are live. We're starting a little bit early because sometimes the connecting of the different platforms takes a minute, and so I'd rather be early than late. But let me know how you can hear me. Today is going to be a massive live streaming. All right. Hey, Sean. Welcome on Facebook. We are also live simultaneously on our YouTube channel. So wherever you feel like watching it, tune in. We have quite a bit of time left, few minutes, so we'll just nonsense around. And in a few minutes time, we will be starting. But looky, look what we got here. This will be interesting. This definitely is going to be interesting. I engaged it. I definitely don't want to try it on myself again. I've tried it once before, several days ago. Did not like it one bit. I tried it using a barbless hook on my palm. Shoot, that hurt. Do not recommend it. Oh yeah, hey, Brian is here, Mark is here. Welcome. We're just waiting for a few more people to pop in. Today it's going to be massive. We're going to have an awesome topic. We're going to have 2 giveaways. So make sure you stay tuned in. It will be 2 giveaways, not just one. It will be pretty cool. Lots and lots of new things. So that will be pretty cool. Updates about the products, business, fishing, you name it. And of course, at the center of attention, it will be this little thing. Absolute magic. So let me pull up my agenda. Oh yeah, today is going to be also a pretty good sale going on. We're going to have not only sale, actually 2 different sales. We're going to have 2 different promotions. So it will be worth tuning in. Absolutely worth tuning in. Yes, the Twiggy is here. I have mine attached to a Ronnie just for illustration purposes, but this is pretty darn cool. So it's pretty cool. And yeah, so we're going to, discuss some new products that we just got in. We're going to talk about what's coming up, some exciting sponsorships that we are doing. And it's going to be an interesting topic today about what really grinds my gears. So you really want to stay tuned in for this one. This is going to be one of the more interesting ones, I think, especially with the Twig, magic Twig at the center of attention. Everybody knows that the Twig has been breaking the internet for some time now. And I think it's worth discussing it, especially that we are selling it. So, let me see if I can share the link, by the way, on our Facebook. Remind people that we are live. Carp Angler. So we definitely are live there. USA Carp Fishing. Okay. All right, who is watching on YouTube? Show yourselves. Corey is asking, when is that camo hat coming? Good question. I'm going to try to log in right now and see if I can see a tracking number or if it has been shipped already. So let's see. Yeah, we have a new green camo, not camo, green trucker hat coming with a cool leather patch that is going to show Carp Angler on it. Okay, my orders. Let me see. It is in progress, so it hasn't shipped yet. It's in production. It's in production, guys. So the trucker hat should be shipping this week. But actually, yeah, I think toward the end of this week is when it's going to be shipping. So the hat is coming for sure. That's going to be pretty cool. Yeah, it's really cool trucker hat, you know, mesh back. The front is pretty dope. It actually has the leather patch on it with Carp Angler logo on it, and that's it. So it's pretty raw, you know, as far as the design goes. And yeah, I think it looks pretty sick. All right, so let's slowly start a little bit early. Oh, and Corey is asking about OMC camo. Well, that OMC camo hat is actually on order already. It should be shipping within the next day or two, probably around Thursday. And it should be with us within about a week and a half. But that new OMC hat in camo is absolutely sick. It's one of the coolest designs I have seen. All right, so let's start the show. All right, so today on the agenda, so let's get the sales out of the way, right? So today we have two sales. We have two sales going on, and here they are. So one is for 20% off, that's Carp 20, same as last time on the live stream, and that's 20% off most items on the website. Okay, most item on the website. Not all of them, most of them. And then separately, new 15 is a coupon code for 15% off on the new arrivals. Now, why the difference? Because some items that are in the new arrivals might be bulky and expensive to ship, so they would have a coupon code of 15% because the Carp 20 would not apply to them. So keep that in mind. If the item is large or bulky, sometimes it might not be applicable for that 20% discount. I'm going to post those two sales for you, okay? But it's two separate sales going on, so it's pretty interesting. Okay, you got there, and you got I think I have to split them up. Okay, let me do it again. So on YouTube, I'm just posting you guys the sale, one of them, and then the other one. All right. So the two sales have been posted, okay, and you see them up here. There's a difference. Remember, if it's a bulky item, the 20% probably wouldn't apply it, so use the other coupon code. All right, and then on top of that, we have 2 promotions going on today. So you have 2 sales going on and 2 promotions going on. Okay, the first one is, and we've done it last week. Okay, let me post it for you because this is pretty good deal. First one is promotion 1. Buy Cocoberry Pink Diamond Boilies and you will automatically in your shopping cart see the Cocoberry Pink Diamond bait stimulant, the liquid, in a sprayer bottle. That's promotion number 1. And now here's an update because many of you might have missed it. The Cocoberry Boilies, Scopex, and all others that we are doing together with Proline exclusively for us, they now come in the 20mm size. So it's not just 24 anymore, they come in the 20mm size as well. Okay, so we have those going on. If you don't like 24, it's too big, take the 20, available now. So that's promotion number 1. Now, promotion number 2 is in regards to our new Mega Spice Boilies. If you buy a bag of Mega Spice Boilies, you're gonna get automatically for free Pineapple Fusion bait stimulant, okay, in the sprayer bottle. Same family of products like the Cocoberry bait stimulant, but pineapple. So you can mix and match those promotions. You can add Cocoberry, you can add the other one. Hell, you can still use a coupon code on top of that. So imagine that, that's absolutely stupid. You can get a 20% off on Cocoberry Pink Diamond with the coupon code, and then you can still get a promotion, I think, on top of that, where you will get the free bait stimulant, right? So those are the 2 promotions we have going on for today. Other updates, sponsorships, right? So you guys know that we've been more than generous with a lot of tournaments. At French Open, that is taking place in fall, bears our name right now. It's called Carp Angler at French Open. Okay, so that's happening in October. The link is just dropped. Feel free to sign up. Okay, so we have that. And now here is 2 more that we wanted to share with you. We are also sponsoring KCAA Harvest Moon Classic. I just dropped you a link as well. If you are interested, take a look at the tournament. Okay, it's the first time we are helping with it. Feel free to take a look. If it is somewhat local to you, take advantage of it. I think this is the 2nd annual tournament, so they are kind of new. And now, what's kind of a big deal is, and I'm posting it right now. I am posting this right now. Starting this fall, we are the only sponsors, the sole sponsors of Carp Anglers Group Fall Big 4 and then Spring Big 4. So the CAG Big 4 competition runs for 2 months. It starts on October 1st and it ends on November 30th. So October and November, 2 full months, Big 4 is happening. I am dropping you a link, which I just did, in the comments. Sign up. This is open to Carp Anglers Group paid members. The entry costs to the Big 4 only $12, and we have over $1,700 in prizes. Okay, you can compete with it on your own timeline, without pressure. And this is what makes it one of the coolest competitions in the country. Okay, it takes place over 2 months, the entire fall. So 4 big fish is what counts toward the score. So read up on it and get on it when you can. Okay, so those are the competitions. So remember, CAG Big 4, it was previously sponsored by a couple of different companies. Right now, it's only Carp Angler. Carp Angler is the only one that is taking over all of this and sponsoring this. And then, Sam is right, also CCC. So CCC takes place at the end of September, roughly at the end of September, and it's a COG tournament, annual tournament. So feel free to read up on it online and take place in it. You know, we've been sending people over to register and take place in it. And so September 30th, 29th is the social, 30th is when the tournament takes place. So make sure you jump on it. This is going to be pretty good. Before we begin, make sure, hit that subscribe button to our YouTube channel. The link that I'm dropping you right now takes you straight that you have to just press a single button. As long as you are logged into Google, which owns YouTube right now, you can just subscribe and you're good to go. Okay, I just dropped you the link. Feel free to take care of it. It's important that you follow us on YouTube because we have some cool content coming up. All right, so let's jump straight to it. Remember the sale that is going on for 20% and for 15%. Okay, don't forget about that. And then let's jump straight to it. So today, what grinds my gears? Catfish. I think the catfish season is starting, and you know what I mean by that. That means that they're waking up, they're hungry, they want to eat. So it's unavoidable in many places, okay? But the best we can do is change the tactics a little bit and sometimes bait, right? So what we have figured out is that we know that catfish doesn't like spicy bait, some of them. Some of them they really dislike. Now, they might have a go at it once or maybe twice, but their digestion happens in the stomach, unlike with a carp that it goes directly through the tract and they have no functional stomach. So really spicy bait is not something that they like. So we came up with a bait that should help with it. And our testing have proven that catfish do not like it. They might have a go at it, but they're not gonna come back for seconds and thirds. That's what we found out with the Mega Spice. So Mega Spice is a combination of flavors. Some of them obviously we cannot reveal, so some other companies don't try to knock it off. But it's a combination of flavors and spices that are found to be almost catfish repelling. Again, it doesn't mean that they will never take the bait. It just means that they're not gonna have seconds and thirds after that. So it's not like with boilies where they're going to fill up on it and keep coming back. No. Mega Spice has stuff in it that should and will repel it to a somewhat decent degree under most conditions. Danny, welcome to the chat. Danny is talking about the cockberry boilies. Yes, the typo that stole the show last week or two weeks ago. Oh, Todd is on YouTube mentioning that he has been crushing it already on the Mega Spice. Yeah, I've seen some of the fish he's been catching recently. He's been absolutely smashing it. That's true. So the Mega Spice boilies that I'm dropping you the link to, again, is our new bait, right? And again, we formulated it because we knew that certain spices are despised by catfish, or at least really not something that they prefer to continuously feed on. So, you know, we know what other baits in UK and elsewhere worked against catfish. We came up with this, and you'll be surprised what that boilie can do. So it's not only anti-catfish, so to speak. That boilie, it has that hot pink kind of reddish color. It's not quite Scopex. It's more pinkish, but it's been absolutely loved by Carp. Carp can see pink very clearly. It's one of the colors that they can see. It's absolutely smashing it so far. The ones that we sold, and we've been asking for the catch reports, how they doing. It's absolutely mental what is happening with this. You know, so this is something that I urge everybody to give it a try. Now, there are some other boilies that we released recently, so I'm gonna drop you the links. We released the Tutti Frutti boilies, very cheap, around $8 a pound. So this is in line with some other boilies that can be made in US. And we sell them in an 11-pound bag. Okay, at that price, it's really, really cheap. With $5 shipping, I mean, you're not gonna get a price like that overall just about anywhere else. Not anything with quality, at least, okay? And then we released the banana boilies as well. So I'm dropping you the link over there too. Banana boilies have been already doing well, but I think Tutti Frutti's was been smashing it recently. Okay, so I drop you those links. And then what's new? So you guys have been asking for landing nets, some skins for your rods and carryalls, and you've been asking for those, as well as some cheaper alarms. So we've listened and we brought some stuff in. So now I'm gonna give you a couple of links to what we brought in. The first one is the landing nets, right? So the one that I'm dropping you a link to, it's like middle of the range, the Extractor Carbon landing net. So really, really cool. Extractor rods are obviously super popular, one of the most popular rods out there, period. The net goes well together with this. It's a shorter net. It obviously extends. It's a two-piece net. You can really have a good go at the fish with it. It's phenomenal. So Mark is asking for 10-foot rods, carryalls. So we have some carryalls that we have for rods up to 12 feet. Nothing that is, well, if you want something, and I'm just dropping a link to it, if you want something that is specific to 9 and 10 feet, we have them for the extractor rods. So you would have to check if your 10-foot rods pack down like an extractor, or are they longer? So you have to check the dimensions. But if you want something that is for 10 and 12-foot rods, I just dropped a link. No, I didn't drop the link yet. Look in the new arrivals, Mark. That's where we have it. In the new arrivals, we have some good carryalls for single rods and for multiple rods. So we brought them just now. We literally put them on the website. There's a lot of new arrivals right now on the website. Let me drop you a link. And remember, all those new arrivals are on sale 15% off. Okay, so there you go, and I'm just dropping a link to it. And so Mega Spice I already dropped you. Now another thing that you've been asking for was the bite alarms. Okay, something cheaper, something more on a budget, right? So we got it for you, and we got them really cheap. Link is just dropped. Okay, take a look, because the bite alarms are now cheap. And we have some angling pursuits, we have some NGTs. Obviously we have the expensive stuff too, but you guys asked for something more on the budget, so we delivered it. You have several different options right now, including single alarms if you don't want to buy a set. So they are available already right now on the website, and again, you can still get it with the 15% off with the coupon code above, or 20 if it works, you know? So we have that going on. Now remember, we have the live stream going on also on YouTube. So, you know, link is dropped just now. Feel free to subscribe to our YouTube channel. All right, so let's get to it. And let's talk about this bad boy, right? So let me show you the packaging. So magic twig, right? Anybody and everybody has been talking about this. So that's what it is. Magic twig light. And then we have medium and heavy. Okay, so 3 types of magic twigs, and there are 2 of them in every package. So what's the deal with the magic twig, right? Because I know in UK, hell been breaking loose over there with people arguing over the magic twig. Over here a little bit less, but people have been very opinionated about this. So this is what it is, okay? And let me show you that closer. That's what it is, okay? That's the entire magic twig attached to a Ronnie rig. And this is armed, as I would call it, okay? So those of you who don't know, magic twig has been patented and designed by a guy in UK, and it has been taken over by One More Cast and Ali Hamidi, who used to work with Corda, and they turned it into a mass-produced product. So One More Cast is the one that is manufacturing this little device. Now, obviously, this is a size 8 swivel over here that you attach your line to, and it has a quick change swivel here on the other end. So regular size 8 swivel and quick change, also size 8 on the other side. Okay, so that's what it is. Now, how do you arm it, right? You simply extend it, you pull it to arm it, you load it up, and you are done. And it is armed right now. And then basically the idea of the operation is that as the fish will be picking up the bait, right, and pulling it, it will disengage it, right? This has a very strong spring mechanism, okay? So normally it's armed, and then this disengages, and boom, it snaps back. So, light, medium, and heavy. So you're gonna see on them that they are triggering at different strengths. This is not the size of lead that you need to use with it. Like light one triggered at 4.5 ounce. That is not the size of lead that you need to use. That is just the amount of force required to trigger this. Okay? To trigger this. Now, if you don't want to, if you're fishing at a venue that has mostly smaller fish, light is just fine. Especially if the lead that you're using is smaller and you're just going for a little bit of fun. Now, most of the time, especially if you're fishing on a wild river instead of a standing water, I would recommend using medium or heavy. And if you're fishing for the big girls, okay, anything from mid-20s, I would say up, I would go with heavy. And everything in between, I would go with medium. Now, if I'm going to go on a Connecticut River or Delaware River, where I'm going to be using 4 or 6 ounce leads interchangeably sometimes, I'm gonna go with heavy. I also would go with heavy, this one in my hand. Size-wise, they're about the same. It's just a mechanism inside that will make a difference. But I would go most of the time with heavy, because I want that springback mechanism to give me a little bit more kick when the fish takes it. You know, because again, it holds it, right now it's engaged, and boom, and it's disengaged now. You know, that springback, you know, is pretty strong on the heavy. So you're gonna get the most hookups, successful hookups, for the larger fish that you're looking for on a heavy. You know, this is what it looks like. disengaged, right? This is what it looks like, okay? This is disengaged right now. So, a lot of let me just catch up on some questions that you guys have. Joe is asking, how does that work with a method feeder? Seems like the hook bait would be a long way from the pack. Not necessarily, Joe. So it's all about the length of your rig that you're using, right? With method feeder, you will usually use like what, 3.5, 4 inches long hook links. I mean, the entire rig will be about 4 inches long. Okay. So also method feeders, you have them inline and you have them as lead clip. This is suggested to be used with lead clip. However, if you tuck it in, the swivel, inside the lead, inline lead, okay, create like a bolt rig of sorts, that might be enough, depending on the lead that you're using it with, it might be enough to trigger this, okay? Because this just needs enough force to get engaged. With a method feeder, I would probably start with light or medium and tuck it into the tube, into the lead insert, and see if it engages. You know what I mean? But one way or the other, it can be used with method feeder for sure. What other questions I see? Brandon is asking, how do you rig your weight when using that? So it's very simple. So you can, your either mainline or your leader or your whatever setup you're using ties directly to the size 8 swivel. So this is a swivel over here. This is just an extension of your rig. Basically, this whole thing is just an extension of your rig. Okay, so whether that swivel would be right at the end of your rig or here makes no difference how you rig it. It's just a size 8 swivel. That's all it is. No, Sam is asking their lead clip on the other end. Instead of lead, you would lead clip feeder. So 2 different ways, Sam, you can do it. As a lead clip, you can use it every single time, no problem. Inline, okay, is a little bit more problematic, but you can still use it if you can tuck in the size 8 swivel over here into the inline lead into the plastic tubing. Okay, as long as this gets stuck over it, what's going to happen is the fish, just like this, if this didn't exist, will have to first create some force to try to pick up that lead, and before the lead finally slides down the line. Okay, now that's why you have 3 sizes of those. You have light, medium, and heavy. Perhaps heavy would be too much for an inline method feeder. But light and medium, depending on obviously other components, which lead and all those details, it will work. Dan is asking, how is the inline less effective? Does it not hit the weight of the lead regardless? I don't know what you mean by hit the weight of the lead. It depends. Sometimes you can have a fully free running inline system, right? In that case, there will be far less resistance. Carp can basically keep pulling the line without triggering this, you know? But if the swivel will be pushed into the lead tubing, then when the carp will pick it up, it will obviously carry some weight together with the lead. And the idea is that this will get triggered before it gets pulled out of the lead. You know, like a bolt rig. So that's why you have to decide how hard is it to pull out the size 8 swivel from the lead that you are using versus what size of this you should be using. So it is possible to use it with inline. It just will be harder to trigger this. So use probably sizes like light and medium in most of the cases. Thomas saying that it works on a Nash round clip system. Oh, that's interesting. Are you asking or are you telling me that it works on a Nash round clip system? Because I used Nash round clip system, and the way Nash round clip system works is there's an angle in there. So the fish can, oh, he says it works. That's amazing. The fish will be pulling the line kind of freely until you pick up the rod. That's amazing that it works on a Nash round clip system. I haven't thought about it. That's really good to know. That's good info. Wow. Wow. That is amazing. That is amazing. Nash round clip system is like a combination basically of a lead clip and an inline system. It's pretty cool. So yeah, so this is how it works. Now, somebody was asking how safe is it? So this is where the entire debate was taking place. And let me just, before we start on that, let me just catch up on some comments over here on YouTube. Lee says, I believe there's an inline specific twig. No, not yet. There are only two twigs, the lead clip one, which everybody is selling right now, and a helicopter version. Okay, so helicopter rig version is gonna be sold soon, but right now lead clip is the only one. Okay, so yeah, helicopter will be the other one. So that's just for the record. Now, is it safe? Yeah, I think it is. Look, One More Cast and Ali, they are a very serious company. And you know, in UK, where they developed this, everybody is carp safety conscious, right? And Lee, if or any of you, if you can drop the link to the magic twig on our website, that will be great. Actually, let me open it and I'll drop it for you. I mean, it's on the homepage literally, but here is the link to magic twig. I'm just dropping you in the comments so you can purchase it now. Stock is running out quick, but we will be getting more if we run out, okay? Now, somebody was asking about the safety of it, right? It's been tested in the weedy waters, okay, in different conditions. They found no issues with it. Remember this, because when it disengages, it looks like this, right? It looks like this, disengaged. So when the carp is pulling, it all goes this way. So it's not going to grab, you know, weeds or what have you. It is going to go through them like a spear. Okay, so there should be very little concern regarding not only the efficacy of the magic twig, but also the safety, right? Dan says, same could be said for a clip fished running. It makes sense the Nash run clip works because of, I lost his comment. Dan, I lost your comment. Maybe it was deleted. Sam is asking, and the helicopter version you getting? Yes, we are getting the helicopter version as well. It's probably going to come with our, well, the next order is already on the way. It's not coming with this one. It probably will be in several weeks, okay? That's when it's going to be here, so maybe a month. maybe by end of September, the helicopter version will be here. So what else do we have? We're gonna come back to the Twig, just going to remind you that we have a massive sale going on. Okay, Carp 20 for 20% off most item in the stores, including the Magic Twig. Okay, this is how tiny and small this is. Okay, I think it's an amazing product. And new 15 for the new arrivals at 15% off. And now, just to remind you, okay, we have the two promotions going on because this is what was a killer stuff last time. Promotion number 1, if you buy the Cocoa Berry Pink Diamond Boilies, you're gonna get, link dropped right now, you're gonna get a free Cocoa Berry Pink Diamond liquid automatically for free included, okay, for free. So get on that, okay? Oh, and you can still probably use the coupon code CARP20 for 20% off. So it's sick, you can actually combine all of this together. The second promotion we have is similar thing, but for the Mega Spice. Okay, for the Mega Spice. If you buy a new bag of Mega Spice, the anti-catfish boilie as I call it, you're gonna get the Pineapple Fusion Spray bait stimulant. So you can buy both and you're gonna get 2 bottles for free. And you can still get that 20% off if you use the coupon code. That is absolutely stupid, excuse me. And we don't do it very often, but it's worth getting things at such a deep discount and with the freebies coming alongside with it. So those are the promotions for today. Now, what else do we have for today? And we're gonna come back to the Magic Twig a little bit so I can let you guys think about, you know, what opinions you have on this and stuff like that. Ooh, let's do some giveaway. So we have a Catherine coffee mugs. I don't have one with me, but we have a bunch of them in the store. So let's do a giveaway. Okay, let's do a giveaway. And we're gonna do it both on YouTube and Facebook together. So you can do it on one or the other, but don't do it on both. Okay, you can only do it on one platform so you don't comment and enter it twice. And we're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna choose a number between 1 and 1,000, and we're going to get going with this. Hold on, let me load it up. A random number generator. Okay. Okay. So it's gonna be between 1 and 1,000 when I tell you, okay? When I tell you, let me just type it up. Okay. So you're going to comment from 1 to 1,000, okay? Now remember, this is the random number generator, okay? And I will tell you when to start. The rules are, for those of you who missed it maybe some previous times, you pick a number between 1 and 1,000 and you try to hit it as close to the one that we will generate later without going over. If you go over, you're automatically disqualified, okay, from winning. So it has to be that number or closest to it below that number, okay? So this is for the Catherine coffee mug. They are pretty cool, many designs, so I don't know which one you will get, okay? And you can start commenting now. Okay, so comment between 1 and 1,000 and we're gonna get you entered for the coffee mug. Okay, start commenting 1 to 1,000. And remember, it might take us until after the show to figure out who the winner is. Let me just record those numbers on Facebook because Facebook is always more difficult to follow. And enter only one time, obviously. Okay, enter only one time. Okay, so here we're going for the second coffee mug I mean, for the first coffee mug. But I think we're giving it away like second or third time by now. So, and you can comment on YouTube or on Facebook, just don't do both. Okay, so did everybody enter a number between 1 and 1,000? Make sure you don't enter the same number as somebody else. Okay? Okay, so we are going to stop that now. Okay, stop now. All right, so let's generate the number. Let's generate that number and let's see who won. So remember, it was 1 to 1,000 and the winning number is 193. So 193. Remember, you cannot go over. Okay, 193. So Nick got 127. 193. 193. 193. So Nick, it seems like is our winner. Nick Ott. Okay, so Nick chose 127. 127 and 193 is the winning number. Is anybody else closer? I am just checking. But it seems like Nick. Is it? Wait. No, Nick commented right after I typed in stop now, so it's not Nick. So 193 is to beat. 193. 193. Anybody on Facebook before I checked YouTube? 193. No, nobody there. 193. Oh snap, nobody won it? Nobody is under 193. Nick commented too late after I wrote stop, so that's why. Same thing with Slavik. So nobody won it. Okay, we'll do it again then. We will do it again. So hold on. Guys, nobody. What do you mean Lee commented? Lee didn't comment. No, nobody won it. Everybody's answer was above that. So we're gonna do it again, guys, okay? So we're gonna do it again. So give me a moment. When you're gonna see the comment that says start now, that's when you're gonna start commenting between 1 and 1,000, okay? So start now. Go ahead. Lee is full of crap, by the way. I do not see his comment 12. He did it. No, he never commented 12. Not within the... No. Lee is a cheater, okay? He did not enter anything. All right, so anyway, stop now. Okay, so now we are going to generate a new number. Okay, a new number. Ooh, interesting. 630. So 630. Who is closest to 630? 630. Ooh, Sam is 525. Sam is 525. Ooh, Mark is 567. Mark is 567. So far on Facebook, that's the front end. Now let's check YouTube. Ooh, on YouTube somebody got GP Angling got 600. GP Angling got 600. Mark, you got beat. You know what? Good, because they would call it a total scam if you won it again. Okay, so I'm glad actually that GP Angling beat you. So GP Angling. Alright, so GP Angling, here is the deal. You have to message me privately on Facebook to let me know who exactly you are, to claim the reward so we know where to ship it. Okay? So GP Angling, contact me directly on Facebook through in our group, so I know who to send it to. All right, so that was close. That was pretty cool. Yeah, Mark, he just beat you. Oh, Chris is here. Chris is here with his. Chris is babying his jaw because, from what I've heard, a carp broke his jaw. So that was a very good fighting carp. So welcome, Chris. You're a little bit late, but it's all good. It's all good. All right, so we got GP Angling that has won it. All right, let's see what else we have on the agenda. So for those of you, by the way, who are not yet following us on YouTube, okay, you non-subscribers, because I don't know what else to call you, subscribe right now, okay? We have you there. And now, any other questions that you guys have regarding the Magic Twig, let us know, let me know, okay? We're gonna take some questions, okay? And after that, we're gonna call it an evening, because we have so many more new products coming in on the website. I have to actually sit down and start entering them. It's absolutely crazy what we have coming in. Where is my agenda? I have an agenda over here like an old man. But we have more products coming in from One More Cast. We have more products coming from Nash, Ridge Monkey, Solar. The out of stock items, they are coming in, and some possibly new stuff from Solar is coming. So that's coming in all of that is coming within the next probably a week and a half, I would say. Todd said he wants that mug. Okay, well, he is one of our pro staffers, so maybe we'll get him one. We'll get Todd the pity mug. Okay, that's what we're gonna get him. We're gonna give him the pity mug, so when he goes fishing next time, okay, maybe with Lee can give him some pity tea, English tea. So that's what we can do. Now, one more thing I wanted to discuss. Cocoa Berry Diamond Boilies. Really seriously, do not miss on this promotion. Okay, this is not gonna happen very often. I'm gonna drop it again because seriously, if you don't buy it this time, it will escape you. I'm gonna drop it on YouTube too. Okay, there, links are dropped. Cocoberry Pink Diamond. We've tested the goddamn boilies just about everywhere we could, and we compared them against many others. Now, there will be always outliers, okay, there. But we can now declare, seriously, that the Cocoberry Pink Diamond boilie that we've created is officially the best boilie made in America, okay? Somebody has to say it, because if enough work gets put into it, if the product is honestly the best out there, it deserves the recognition. Now, it's not the cheapest, I get it, but it's the best overall boilie out there. Now, just so you guys don't think I'm talking out of my behind, okay, there are a number of other products that I do use and like that we don't necessarily sell in the store, or we're going to be selling in the store long term, right? Cocoberry Pink Diamond is an all year round boilie. The flavor, the crunch, and the flavor profile of it is nothing that has been created before. Not in US, not outside US. Now, I do use other boilies, and there are some others that can give it a good run for its money, but nobody can outcompete it. Now, what else do I use, right? So you guys don't think that we're just promoting stuff that we are selling and not realizing that there are some other good baits out there, right? As far as boilies go, DT Baits, Superfruit, I would say would be the one that kicks ass the most from the imported stuff. But there's a reason for it. And that's in spring and summer and early fall. Late fall Crustacean from DT Baits is going to be absolute killer. I can already see that. DT Baits has been doing this since the 80s, I believe. So they know anything and everything about carp baits, how to make them work. Carpmax makes Sea and Fruit. That's the only one I can see that can come close to what Cocoberry Pink Diamond does. It's a different profile of the boilie. But if I'm going to go with other brands, Sea and Fruit from them, DT Baits Superfruit, and I was going to say PB Muscle from Carpmax because I used them last season and I had a great success on it. But ever since we developed Muscle Supreme hook baits with DT Baits, I did better on them than I did on PB Muscle. So as far as mussel flavored boilies, for example, which are very popular in the fall, I would say Muscle Supreme, Crustacean, and Sea and Fruit as being the top three. Now, as far as smaller baits go, I have to give a shout again because I just, this guy is just, whatever stupid thing he's putting into his bait, it just works. So Fred Powers doing his New England Carp Connection, he does those dumbbells. We sell dumbbells too from DT Baits, right? But shit, his stuff is good. Okay, if you're looking for like those 11 by 14, or I don't know what the size is exactly of the dumbbells, those are basically like wafters. Hit up Fred Powers from New England Carp Connection. We don't sell his stuff, but I'll be the first one to tell you that that stuff kicks ass too. So if you are fishing where fish are responding to smaller baits and to some wafters and small pop-ups, that's definitely worth looking into. Chris is asking, how do they perform on smaller baits in fall? Which bait, Chris? Which bait are you referring to? And Noel on YouTube says, you've convinced me. I'm spending my corner earnings on a bag of cocoa. It's a money well spent, brother. It's a money well spent. But I'm waiting for Chris to tell me which bait he's referring to that is doing well. Pop-up and dumbbells. Well, look, I speak from experience, and so I can tell you that, yes, there's a correlation between bigger baits and typically bigger fish. Okay, that's just how it works, period. Now, there's not to say that a big carp is not going to go for small bait. I'm just saying, statistically speaking, if you have a swim where there are smaller and bigger carp, I'll go with a bigger bait because my chances of landing the bigger one might be larger in most cases. Okay, that being said, look, you can catch a monster on a small pop-up or a dumbbell. Okay, it's all been done. So it all depends on the swim where you are and really your confidence level with the bait. But the dumbbells and pop-ups that Fred Powers is selling, they simply work. He's been catching mid-30s, upper 30s, and also smaller carps on them. So it works on all fish, because it definitely will work on smaller fish, but it also does work on larger carp. So Guy has some, special stuff, and we know each other. We're good friends and stuff like that. But technically he's competition, right? So Fred Powers is competition, but you know what? He's a respectable competition. Okay, his shit works. And so I told him, I said, the moment logistics-wise we can strike a deal and carry his stuff again, because we did before. We would love to have it. It's just logistically not possible at the moment, but I can't deny it. The guy knows how to make bait. So if you feel like supporting a local guy, go for it. But as far as boilies go, and Tom is asking a question, by the way, how are you fishing the cocoberry rig? Yeah, I put them, we have them in 20 millimeter and 24 millimeter. I prefer 24. I notoriously fish with 24. I will now pre-bait with the 20s, but I will fish at 24. Okay, and again, there's a reason behind it. The spots where I'm fishing, the carp are larger. They have no problem taking a 24. If I put a 20 or anything smaller than that, God forbid, I'm gonna have some fall fish on my rig sooner rather than later. If I put a 24, I'm not gonna have that problem. If I put a pop-up on, I will get a fall fish like that. But a 24 will save me. Hair rig. Hair rig is what I'm doing, Tom, as far as the type of rig goes for all the boilies that I'm fishing. And Lee makes a good point on YouTube. You chum basically pre-bait with cheaper boilies, and you use the cocoberry as your hook bait. Okay, let them eat basically the burgers and fries, as the proverbial, starters, and then put a steak in the middle of that. Okay, they'll have some fries, they'll have some mashed potatoes over there and stuff, but they're coming for that steak. So you don't have to take cocoberry full bag and start pre-baiting with it. That would be quite expensive to do. So most of the people, what they will do is chop them up, put them in a PVA bag or in some spot mix, what have you, so the fish know that the flavor is out there leaching, and then put it as a hook bait. Okay, and it's really game over. Justin says, I'm newer to carp fishing on Facebook, but I've been an avid catfish fisherman my whole life. In my experience, bait size varies. Only thing big bait really does is eliminate smaller fish. True. Most of my fish over 30 pounds have been on tiny baits. Personal best blue cat was 62.8 on a single night crawler. Very good point. I agree. Bigger bait will eliminate smaller fish. I think this is a better way actually to phrase it, so thanks for that. But it doesn't mean that you're not going to catch bigger fish on smaller bait, but you will eliminate the smaller fish. That is very true. And so this is exactly why I'm fishing the 24 size. Tom is asking, any chance cocoberry will come in a ground bait in the future? Tough to tell. We don't have plans for it. We just released a smaller size of those. So 20 millimeter is available on the website right now. Yeah, no plans for it, at least at the moment. Um, to Noel says on YouTube he loves the NGT washed mango for cheap. Anything you guys suggest? Yeah, it's not a bait we sell. I'm not familiar with it. I'm sure they make a good bait. Those people really know what they're doing. It's just not something we carry. Um, and Corey says on YouTube, you know, rightfully so. Location is my take on big fish. Period. If they're here, you will catch them the way we fish. Well, I mean, I mostly agree with that statement, right? And like, if the fish are not there, the fish of size, you're not gonna catch nothing, right? They have to be there to begin with. But you know, where I fish, the bigger problem is that while I don't have too many small fish in some spots, I still want to avoid them. So when I get a run, I know it's a decent fish. Okay, I'm going right now mostly with quality, meaning size at this point, rather than quantity. Okay, I have spots if I want to go and get 5, 10 fish in a few hours, I can go there. Okay, to maybe boost up a little bit, you know, the fishing ego after a few blanking sessions. But most of the time it will be just quality over quantity at this point. It depends where you are and what you're after at the moment. So that's what it is. But yeah, look, many companies make baits, right? Many different companies make baits. Overall, Cocoberry is the best one of all of them. Not just because we make it, but because the results are there. We had our guys use the Cocoberries side by side with others, okay? And I've used Cocoberries when normally at the spot I would be fishing, let's say Carp Max. Whatever Carp Max was, for example, catching me, maybe I didn't have the right flavor from them, but the Cocoberry would absolutely smash it, okay? That's not to say you cannot take, for example, Carp Max or DT baits into another spot and they will maybe beat the Cocoberry, but I fish with this practically the entire season now, and there's nothing that comes close to it in the waters where I fish. Now, I don't have a white bait from DT baits to make a fair comparison, because white color with some speckles in it that we've created is just something else. And same thing with Carp Max. I haven't fished anything in white to compare it to, but I have fished other baits, and there's absolutely no comparison. What the Cocoberry Pink Diamond does is seriously the best boilie made in America right now. Okay, made on this side of the pond. Nothing else comes that close. Sea and Fruit can give it a run for its money to some degree. Maybe the King Corn from Trilogy that we sell on our website. Rob makes the best corn that I have seen. And the Dumbles from Fred Powers and the New England Carp Connection. Those are the closest competitors, I would say, to performance-wise that I have seen, okay? And outside from people who are working for those companies, I mean, shoot, the Fred Powers, the pop-up, the Dumbo, that's what caught the world record for the small fry, for Tyler at the lake house. You know, there was no Cocoberry, it was no Carp Max. God knows it wasn't Carpbait USA, like that ever had a chance. It was Fred Powers and his Dumbo. Again, small Dumbo. I think it was a single Dumbo that caught it. I was like, God damn. I'm like, here he comes again. And you know, and Fred is the type of bastard that will go with my guys fishing, okay, and he will outfish them, you know. So yeah, no, big respect to the guy, even though he will be fishing side by side sometimes, you know, with the guys using, you know, Cocoberry and what have you. He definitely kicks ass with his stuff, so definitely support the guy. If you see him, buy some dumbbells from him. Not only a good guy, but he has a great bait. We don't sell it, so you have to buy it from him. I get no kickback from it. I just like, giving a good shout out to somebody who's really making a good bait. Chris says, work for no one. One shootouts on marshmallow. Are you serious? I've never heard that before. Lee is right. It is a problem. When carp get very big, they become loners. Yeah, harder to find. Yeah, that's why baited areas work the best. I totally agree. Yep. I mean, look, you can get lucky, but absolutely, baiting works. And you don't have to bait with the most expensive boilies. You can bait with some cheaper ones, then fish with the best one. Okay? People always up in the arms with Cocoberry being the most expensive boil, or we're saying it's the best one. Well, because it is. Okay? You have to remember that with the exception of Fred Powers is a freak, so I'm not mentioning him. He just makes good stuff. But thankfully, he doesn't make boilies. We are the only company that does this really full time. Okay? The only company that makes boilies in the United States that is doing this full time. So we have number of employees. We have obviously large resources. We can devote 40 hours a week to focus on a boilie. We are the only carp-specific brick and mortar store in America, right? Huge warehouse, really everything is oversized. So we have the resources that we can do in a week what somebody would be doing in 6 months or a year. Okay. Yes, it costs money, but it costs time most of all, because somebody has to be testing it and improving it all the time. So what we can do in 3 months takes a lot of other people to do in years. I keep mentioning Carp Max because we still have some of their boilies on the website. That's about the only place that, doesn't do it full time yet, but makes a very respectable product. Okay. Most of other places in the US, it's just is what it is. It's a basement operation or a garage operation, and there is very limited amount of research and testing that goes into it, or if it does happen, it's for an extended period of time to see if something is working and how to improve it, right? Because it takes manpower and it takes time and then money to improve on it. So, not crapping on all the little guys, but there's a reason why probably 99% of those very successful bait companies are coming from UK, right? Because they have a much bigger market over this. They can make businesses out of this, and they've been doing this for decades. There's a reason why DT Baits can whip out a boilie, okay, like the Tutti Frutti, the white Tutti Frutti that is on our website right now, and it will be, people are smashing fish on it left and right. And it takes them very little time to put it together and release it, because they already know what flavor combinations are working, what colors, what ingredients, right? In US, this takes years. So when we finally came in, we're like a cocaine bear, right? We jump in, both feet in, bust the door open. It's like, what's next? And that's what we do. And there's a reason why some people don't like that. Why Cocoberry is the best boilie in America. Okay, we put time, money, effort, and research into it to create it together with Proline, a company who is in Bass Pro Shops by now. Okay, we are not working either with some basement operation somewhere, okay, who don't have their shit together, so to speak. We're working with a company that is established. They also know what they're doing. We know what they're doing. We know what we want. And that's how the best boilies are made. It's not going to be somewhere in a garage or in a basement. Okay, not that you cannot do decent boilie, because you can do it also at home, right? But again, just think about it. In order to create that masterpiece of a boilie, you can't just whip it out and assume that the first recipe is going to be the best. You have to have some knowledge behind it. You have to have the recipes. You have to have the manpower to send people to test it. You have to have a lab where you can put those things together. Not just a basement. That won't cut it. Okay? There's again a reason why those UK companies like DT Bates have it down to the science, because they've been doing this for decades. Chris is saying true, and I love that. Carp Max, I'll never forget. He's grassroots. Absolutely. Thomas's boilies are probably the only respectable boilies that I would use, aside from Proline, in United States, made in United States, because DT Bates is just a whole nother animal. They've been doing this forever, so it's unfair to compare DT Bates to anybody else. They just better, okay? But in US, yeah, Thomas has been doing this for a while, but you know, Thomas is, until he starts doing this full time, obviously he's rolling it twice a year, right? So there's an issue with that. Because the boilies that we get in the spring now are getting slowly old. So obviously there is an issue with that you don't get the freshest thing with us. And that has its own set of issues. Even though everything is shelf life and shelf stable, you know, Thomas likes to obviously give fresh boilies to everybody, right? So when he starts doing this full time, he's going to be a formidable opponent, okay? When he starts doing this full time, because his boilies are good. But Cocoberry, nobody comes close. Just nobody comes close. With all due respect to few other manufacturers, we've tested it, and I urge everybody to do the same thing. Grab a bag of Cocoberry, compare it against all other stuff. Nothing comes close at the end of the day. We've hit absolute home run. People have to play catch up right now. Love it or hate it, New Kid on the Block came in. Well, Proline is not New Kid on the Block either. But together we've absolutely smashed it. Now, and Chris says that he heard that Cocoberry is great. Yeah, both statements are true. Carp Max makes really good boilies. Thomas knows what he's doing. And Cocoberry is also a great boilie. So yeah, so I mean, you see, this is what you need. This is what you need in America. And James is right. You need the economies of scale to keep prices down. That's right. You know, our boilies, you know, made in the United States are more expensive than the ones made in UK. And that's because they make it at scale. They've been doing this for decades. They got the process down to the science, and they know exactly how to do it for cheap without cutting corners. Okay, DT Bates does not cut corners. They can whip out the same bait that we can do here for cheaper, but then again, remember, we have to pay for the import, for the shipping costs, so it kind of all evens out at the end. But again, it's just amazing that they can do that, and thank God that they can do it, because otherwise the boilie prices would be even more. But yeah, in order to get there, what all of us need is, you need a bad guy, okay, over here. And there have been recently some talks regarding that. So look, nothing is going to change in the carp scene if we're all going to play nice all the time. That's not how change happens, okay? Somebody needs to come over here and shake things up a little bit, okay? I'm a disruptor. I disrupt things. We have disrupted this whole carp market right now with Carp Angler. That's what we do, okay? The way we do it, the means justify it, okay? The results justify it. Yes, and Chris is right, for every hero needs a villain. Yes, and if we came to the market, because there's been some, some nonsense, every once in a while there's obviously some nonsense going on because carp angling community, there's a lot of gossiping going on. If we wanted to be Mr. Nice Guy all the time and not offend anybody or make anybody feel bad, okay, 5 years from now, you will have the same shit going on that's been going on here for the past 18 years, okay? One store would be stale because, look, Thomas may be making amazing boilies, okay? But whether it's Thomas or us, the only way we will start making better bait and cheaper bait is if we start competing with each other, okay? And I am super glad that Cocoberry kicked everybody's ass. No Carbait USA, no Carp Max, and much respect and love for Thomas can come close to Cocoberry Pink Diamond. As much as I like Thomas and his stuff, and I still use his bait, actually, right there, those jars over there, that's a lot of pop-ups from Thomas, King Corn from Trilogy, and numbers of jars of Muscle Supreme. So that tells you right there, okay, I do as I preach. I use Thomas's stuff quite a bit when I'm fishing. But I do recognize which product is better under which conditions. Obviously, this is my opinion, but with this, we've done so much testing and we get so many catch reports that I can tell you, we've come and we've kicked ass. Now, what I hope will happen is that, and look, we all friends, right? Fred Powers is a friend, Thomas is a friend. I hope that we're gonna start kicking each other's ass, okay? Because the community needs it. Now, there are some people who take offense to that. Well, screw them, okay? Collateral damage. This is what the community needs. We don't need any more patting on the back because we're all friends, so let's go kumbaya. We need change, okay? And the only way you get change, okay, was somebody making ripples in the water, and that's going to be me, okay? So there I've said it. Cocoberry Pink Diamond is the best boilie in America, made in America, okay? It's nothing better at the moment, okay? I hope that in due time, either Thomas or Fred Powers, who thank God he doesn't make boilies, okay, he just makes pop-ups, beats our ass. Because then we will be that much more determined to beat them again, and vice versa. Now, two things can be true. We can all be friends while we keep kicking each other's ass, with the products that we make. Chris says yes, and hope things can balance out. Love Thomas and under any other different condition. Let's change. Yeah, look, I totally agree. I totally agree. This is the only way that the change comes about. Okay, not this bullshit kumbaya, let's hold hands together and let's not offend each other, okay? This doesn't have to be personal, I can fish next to Fred Powers and he can outfish us with his dumbbells, okay? We'll shake on it at the end of the day. We'll bust each other's chops a little bit, okay, and talk a little smack, whether it's online or directly to each other, but it's all in good spirits, right? I can fish next to Thomas, okay? I can beat his ass with the Cocoberry, okay? And I highly doubt that he's going to get offended with it, okay? Or Thomas can kick our butt with the sea and fruit, which I would call it his staple boilie, and nobody should be getting offended over here. You know what I mean? And so let's do it this tick for tack, okay? Because this is the only way you guys are gonna get better boilies and cheaper boilies over time, right? Nobody needs to get their panties up in a bunch, okay, because somebody said this is best. Yeah, this is the best. You want to claim that you have the best boilie in America? Go make something better. Because right now, Cocoberry Pink Diamond is the top dog in America, made in America. Okay, because DT Bates could rightfully so come over here and it's like, I beg your pardon, you know, with an English accent. And guess what? And they could claim that right to be the top dog over here in a minute. But as far as made in America go, Cocoberry, us and Proline, we have the top spot in here. You know, we like, you know, like I said, we're like this angry cocaine bear that came over here and claimed the top spot in half a season. So there is that. Dascalo, Mike is asking, what about those new DT baits? The new DT baits has been working very, very well. I know that they haven't worked for you, okay? So you are, thank God, an anomaly, because I've had people come in and they've been singing praises about the Tutti Frutti and the bananas, but especially the Tutti Frutti, the all-white Tutti Frutti. So look, not every bait is going to work at every venue the same way. But for $8 a pound, a boilie from DT Baits, white Tutti Frutti, Jesus Christ, any time of the day. Same thing with the bananas. So, you know, point taken, it haven't, for example, worked for somebody here and there, but the same goes for all other boilies that we sell, probably except Superfruit from DT Baits and Cocoberry Pink Diamonds. Those suckers work everywhere, okay, without exception. But you know, the same thing goes for the leads, right? There was recently a little brouhaha about the leads because a buddy of mine, Connor, posted a picture of a chipped, you know, lead that was apparently a previous production that somebody was making in Connecticut. Look, I don't know. I obviously don't know what they're making, how they make it, but the same logic applies, right? You need somebody to come in and shake this shit up over here, for the lack of a better word, right? We came in, how long did it take us to release the leads that we have on our website that are the best leads in the States? You don't believe it? Go see it and go look at the videos under the product description for every single lead. It's absolutely stunning. They don't chip. The quality is there. We went so nitpicky, we even did the insert of a specific material so it doesn't get sharp sometimes when it hits the rocks. I'm talking about the inline method leads. We have obviously several different styles. This is what it's needed. Somebody coming in and saying basically, fuck it, we're gonna do it better than anybody did before, okay? If we have the means to do it, appreciate it, because without that, nothing is going to change. I mean, what options have we had over here before, you know, for example, for the leads, other than importing them from UK? What, couple of guys doing it in a backyard or in a basement or in a garage? Yeah, I mean, you know, some of them did a, you know, semi-decent job, and I used them, and some of them I liked, some of them I didn't. But this is what you need. This is how you come about change, okay? You grab that sucker by the horns and you screw it, okay? That's how you do it. You know, none of that bullshit, you know, let's hold hands together and sing Kumbaya. No. How do you think the $5 shipping, you know, happens? You know, there are a bunch of people who are really not liking it because it means that their business, or I use that term loosely, business, might not survive it. Well, for the greater good, if that means that some of the smaller players will be pushed out, so be it. Okay, again, you have to evolve, you have to adapt, or you're not gonna make it regardless. If it's not going to be me with Carp Angler, it's going to be somebody else. That being said, remember, when we were starting, we offered to basically take under our wing some of the U.S. companies, right? Whether it was boiling manufacturer or a lead manufacturer, we offered those. Okay, some people took us up on it, some people declined, and some people will survive it, some people won't, right? Business-wise, so that's what it is. But at the end of the day, all it means is that you get lower prices, you get more competition, and with that exactly you get the lower prices. This doesn't magically happen. Okay, it's going to take us to take some serious business away from Big Carp Tackle before they're gonna get to their senses and say, oh shit, we really should change the way we do business, whether it's shipping or customer service or something else. And guess what? For as long as they stay in business and some other companies, that's also gonna keep us in check, right? There has to be a balance. We have to be always concerned with somebody, okay, that can sneak up on us and take our business away. This is how you keep us in check and make sure that we, not only by nature, do good by you, but we actually put actual effort in it. Being a nice guy, okay, is only as good as the shipment that you're getting from us. Okay, it's not good enough that I'm gonna be a nice guy. Just like it shouldn't matter if I'm ruffling some feathers. What matters is, what are you getting? You know. And Sean is commenting right now. Shit, I spend more at BCT on shipping than what I buy. Everybody says the same thing. Everybody says the same thing. Now, nobody can beat the $5 flat rate shipping that we have, right? No matter what you buy, $5 to ship it. But this is the change I'm talking about. And you know, of course, they're not going to like us. You're not supposed to like us, okay? You're supposed to compete with us, okay? Yes, they blocked certain companies from working with us, but did it stop us? No. You know, go ahead and tell me that we're not gonna make it, that we're not gonna do something, okay? It's just going to be like a fuel added to the fire, okay? Gonna work that much extra harder to squeeze you out, okay? Right now this year, look at this, think about it that way. And look, sometimes really it is like money talks, bullshit walks, right? This year, for at least all the talk that we do, how many tournaments and events have we sponsored? Okay, let me look it up because we have a page for it on our website on the blog that shows some of the more important ones that we support. I'm gonna drop you a link, okay, just so you see what we are talking about. I just dropped you a link. So in the past, 5 months that really fishing started this year, we sponsored probably about 20 different tournaments and fishings. Okay, about 20 different ones. So I'm gonna ask you publicly, Big Carp Tackle, where you at? You know, I mean, yeah, you don't wanna sponsor anybody, that's fine. But seriously, you've been in business for 18 years. You're not helping, where are you helping the community? What am I missing? And this is not me just trying to talk down on another company. This is me trying to force a change in the community where another company will actually be forced to make a change. I'm not afraid of competition. Bring it. We can do price wars, we can do shipping wars, you name it. We can do it. Anglers around will benefit from that. And I'm not afraid of the competition like that. Customer service, I know nobody will beat us. We took Big Carp Tackle stuff that was broken and replaced it for customers. We took Carp Bait USA orders and replaced them for more expensive ones. You know I'm not afraid of the competition. This is what we do. And so there's a difference between talking down a company, okay, and calling them out in order to make a positive change, okay? We shouldn't be less than 1 year old and be the top dog as far as customer service goes and outreach in a community. How ridiculous is that? I don't know if this says so much about us, how supposedly good we are, or if this means how bad the other guys are. So, Martin, I'll read your comment and I'll respond to it. Every one of those shows always end bashing BCT. Why? Is it necessary to keep doing this? Just run your business and you will get more people. I really get tired of this part of your live streams. Please stop. No. So here's my take on it. I just said a few minutes ago there's a difference between talking down a business and trying to force a change. Okay? We want them to be more involved in the carp industry because by extension it will help me, okay, and it will help you. It will help you by having better rates, better shipping. That's going to help grow the community. We're not going to grow the community if the prices are not going to come down, if the logistics are not going to be improved, okay, if the competition is not going to be there. We're not going to grow the community if we're not going to both reach in our pockets for our businesses and support the community through different programs, through different fishings, tournaments, etc. That's how you bring about change. So no, I refuse to be the goody-do, okay, put my hands in the pockets and stay quiet all the time. Too many people have stayed quiet for the past almost 20 years. It's time for a change. I don't mind a competition. I just told you, we have competing companies. We have New England Carp Connection who makes amazing bait that can kick our butt and that keeps us on our toes. You know, what Fred Powers does with his bait keeps us on our toes because I know we have to keep improving, right? If Tamax makes a really good boilie like sea and fruit, that keeps us on our toes. Hey, we have to do something better. You know, we have to really put an effort and our brains to it to make something better. That doesn't mean that Thomas is going to hate my guts or if he's gonna come up with something better than what we have, that we have a reason to be upset or jealous. No, that's gonna force us to try to do better. You know? That's how you bring change, Marty. You don't bring change by staying always quiet, okay? If this community needs a villain, we'll be that villain. But what's gonna happen in the process, okay, well, a couple of people are gonna get upset, a change is gonna come about, okay? Long term, all of the companies, okay, that we are talking good, bad, indifferent about will benefit from this. Okay, they don't even know this, but they will benefit from that. Okay, so no, we will never be that quiet company who's never going to ruffle feathers. You know, it's not our style and it's not our mission. Our mission is to grow the community and make it better. But if that means that we have to, you know, like I always said, you pray for the rain, you gotta deal with the mud too. Okay, so buckle up, because this ride is going to be bumpy sometimes, but that's what's going to be necessary to grow this goddamn thing in the United States. It's not going to happen by holding hands all the time, okay? And so I suggest everybody put their big boy pants on, buckle up, because it's definitely going to be interesting. And we all gonna keep each other, you know, on our toes. No, Marty, like, look, I already told you I disagree, respectfully disagree with your take on it. Okay, so we're not going to do that. We're not going to do that. We are going to tell you that, for example, Cocoberry Pink Diamond is the best boilie made in America. Okay, go ahead, I dare everybody else make something better. Okay, and if they make something better, shoot, we better be right behind it working on something next. So anyway, you know, that's what it is, and it's going to continue like that to some degree until this market really, you know, gets to some what I call cruising altitude, okay, overall. GP Angling says, I don't even order from anywhere else anymore. The sales and flat rate shipping are too addictive. Thanks. We knew that this would, benefit, all the carp anglers. And so we know that the numbers are important. Sean says on Facebook, at the end of the day, it's about customer service. I'd pay a little extra knowing I'm going to get good customer service if I needed it after the purchase. Carp Angler has proven that already compared to many. Case in point, at the end of the day, what value are you getting for your order? How is the shipping? Not just the prices, how is the shipping and the shipping speed? And you're right, the customer service. Everything is fine until it isn't. Okay? Everything is fine until it isn't. Okay? Look at the practices of our company and others. Okay? I think the changes will come at some point. There's only so much revenue a company can lose to a competitor out of the blue because before they will be forced to make some changes. For some it will be too little too late. But, any change at this point will be a good change. Marty said that he never tried Pink Diamond, but the Scopex worked well for me. You have to try the Pink Diamond, Marty. This is really all year round boilie. As a hook bait, I think it's very cheap because you can bait with something else. And you have to try it, especially today. You can get the 20% off with the Carp 20 coupon code, and then you're still gonna get, Marty, the Cocoberry Pink Diamond liquid with it. Okay, so you get two things, 20% off and the free liquid that costs $17. So this is the day to try it if you're ever gonna try it. Yeah, Marty, we discussed the Twig already earlier, but if you have questions, I obviously have it here. Fire away. Adrian said, F big carp tackle. No, okay. Well, I get your feelings on that. The sentiment is echoed by many others, but let's see what they do in response. What else? Any of you that have questions regarding the Twig, fire away. Or leave the comments, obviously, after the live. We're still going to be answering them. And let me know what other questions you have. I'm going to just recap a couple of things. And if any of you have any questions or comments regarding the, some of the inner workings of, of the business that we discussed, let me know. Remember, so the promotions that Marty seems to be taking advantage of right now are, if you buy Cocoberry Pink Diamond boilies, which right now come in two sizes, 20 mils and 24 mils, you get a free liquid for $17, free. And Mark is asking, are we doing a second raffle? Yes, we're gonna do one last raffle at the very end in a few minutes. Okay, we're gonna do one more mug that we're going to give away. Tom is asking, Twig thoughts on a break-off, carp safety, just curious. Fine, here's my take on it. So this is the Twig, right? This is, you see how it snaps back? This is the Twig after it disengaged, right? The concern is if it snaps here. If the carp ends up swimming with it because it breaks off here, meaning with that Twig, right? The arm opening is quite small. So I thought about it and I thought about it. Adrian is asking, by the way, does it come with a mixed bag? No, the mixed bag doesn't have a promo. The mixed bag you would have to buy on its own. You can still buy it with a 20% off, but it's just not gonna come with a liquid. The liquids are only coming with the Cocoberry and Mega Spice. Back to the Twig. In my opinion, anything that is attached to the rig obviously can always create, in theory, an option for the carp to get snagged, right? That's just reality. The way I look at it is, this is no more dangerous than my lead clip setup that I'm fishing, okay? Oftentimes, I will get snagged my entire setup in between the rocks somewhere, where I have a lead attached to it, right? If the carp gets snagged somewhere with my lead attached and with the tail rubber pushed all the way in, that could be a death rig, right? Although then again, the likelihood of carp getting snagged somewhere and that lead actually doing that damage is very small. That's the risk we take, however, when we fish for carp with many different rigs, right? There's always a chance that any rig attached to the carp is going to end up being something that is going to doom it, okay? Same thing with this. This is no different than a lead clip setup. In theory, can it get snagged somewhere? Sure, but so can a lead clip or anything else that we are rigging. So I don't think that this has any more potential of being dangerous to the carp than what we are already using day to day. And to answer your question, which I think James just did, yes, you need to reset it because this is right now disengaged, right? This is disengaged. So by the way, here's another thing worth mentioning. When the rig is, when the twig is deployed, right? So now you have a carp on the other end. And if you're using lead clip, right, where you have the lead, this acts like a bungee rig, okay? Carp can normally try to shake off the lead, not the lead, the hook out of its mouth with the help of the lead, okay? What happens is this acts as a bungee rig. So the carp is gonna have a much harder time, you know, swinging that lead to help free itself from the hook. This is basically a bungee rig in effect, okay, once deployed. We sell bungee rigs from PB on our website. The idea is the same. It has elasticity to it. So the carp cannot just take that lead, swing it around as freely as it normally would, okay, and potentially unhook itself. So Tom says, I agree with you, Raffo. I was in the UK during the release, and those guys there are a bit over the top. Yeah, Tom, I've been following this in UK, and they are absolutely bonkers over there. People have been losing their mind over there, arguing over the both efficacy and safety of the rig. Marty says, does it trip without angler knowing it? Well, unless you have the underwater camera, you wouldn't know, right? When it deploys. This, however, and look, they've been showing videos where they engage it, okay, like this, and then they would put over here a PVA string or a piece of PVA tape to hold it together. It's not necessary. I have tried it. I have casted it, hit the rocks, hit God knows what. You know, you can keep dropping it on God knows what. It stays engaged. The only thing that is disengaging it is a pull. Okay? That's what does it. And just to put it in perspective, this one is size heavy, but this is the one I would be using. You know? This one really springs back. So I wouldn't even use the PVA tape. Okay, it's not necessary. It's only necessary if after casting, if you have a habit of trying to get the tension of the line where you're actually pulling stuff on the lake bed, right? Because then if you catch something, you might be pulling it a little bit, maybe dragging something, which is not advisable to begin with. But in that case, it can help you to basically keep it, you know, in a locked position, the twig. But again, that's not how you're supposed to be casting. That's not how you're supposed to be getting tension on the line. So while I've seen it used with the PVA string, it's absolutely not necessary in my opinion. Have alarms, why should it not set off? Chris, I don't think that's what he meant. Sean is saying, don't use it on in heavy weeds. So it's interesting you mentioned that because they released a video of fishing it in heavy weeds, right? So two different things. Unless you're going to lose your rig where it gets cut off here, okay, there's absolutely no issue with it. They've been fishing in heavy weeds with this. Remember, when this travels, okay, it travels this way. The carp is on this end, okay, so it's like a spear, it goes through it. It doesn't catch weeds because it's shaped like this. So the carp is going together with it, okay, in a way that it will not collect the weeds. I don't care if it's heavy weeds. I've seen the videos of it. This is not collecting weeds because it's shaped like a spear, okay? So that's not happening. Marty says 6-ounce lead that's fixed and trips the twig. Will I know if they made? Not sure what you're asking, but 6-ounce lead, as long as you're using 6-ounce lead, I would be using definitely the heavy version. Any of them would work, but I prefer the heavy version, especially with larger leads. Okay, Sean is clarifying. He says that the concern is if you break it off and the carp is dragging it around. Look, yes, in theory, it's a concern, okay? But to me, it's the same type of concern when I lose any rig, okay? Because if I use I'm fishing lead clip always, right? If I lose it, and oftentimes, unless I'm fishing between some big boulders and rocks where I'm afraid of lead getting stuck, where I like to drop the lead, most of the time I will put that tail rubber a little bit more in, so I don't lose 10 leads per session. Now, you know what that means, right? That means if I put that tail rubber on a regular lead clip too far in, that lead will not fall off. That means the carp will be swimming with the lead, and it's a problem. And a lot of us are doing this. There's a reason why plastic lead clips are selling better than the metal ones, because the metal ones with the wire are designed to drop the lead very easily. So let's be honest with each other. We all take risk as far as the carp safety goes just because we're fishing for it, right? A lot of our rigs will end up being not the safest, but this is what we want to fish because we don't have endless pockets and we don't want to lose 10 leads a session, right? So this is no different. This is designed to make your hookup rate go through the roof and not miss a bite, okay? But just like any rig, the risks are always there. Minimal, but if we wanted to avoid those minimal risks, we might as well not fish at all because that's the safest for the carp, okay? Dan says, the clips do fold the wrong way under light pressure, so I don't see the weeds turning it into that rig. That's true too. They will fold and the carp will go through it. You know, he's talking about this. You know, if the fish is, if you break the rig, okay, if you lose the rig, okay, this can fold the other way, okay, like this, okay, and basically the weeds will go around it, right? But he's talking about this effect, okay, that this is what can happen. If you catch weeds through heavy weights, it will fold like this and the weeds will still, you know, go over. So yeah. And then, if that's what happens, guess what? You can still fish with it. Look at this. This is the same magic twig, okay? So, I don't think it has any more safety issues than regular lead clip setup. Worst case scenario, anything can happen, but it's not something that should be of concern to us, people who just want to catch carp and safely take care of it and release it. And then is right, carp can definitely pull that through weeds, absolutely. I am more concerned with us using lead clip setups and putting the tail rubber too far in. And we all do it because nobody wants to admit it, but we all don't want to be losing all the leads every single time. So we all, in most of the situations, put that tail rubber far in so we don't drop the lead, okay? Because not every day we're fishing in heavy weeds where we really want to do it because we care more about catching the big fish than losing it. So, you know, I would say it's making a mound out of a molehill when discussing the safety of it, safety of the magic twig. I think it's just as safe as your regular lead clip setup, you know. And Chris is right. Fish in heavy weeds, lose rig, catch the fish. Meaning lose the lead. Yes, absolutely. If I'm fishing in around heavy weeds, I'm pushing that tail rubber just a teensy bit on so it casts and stays with it. But that's about it. I want to drop the lead. You're absolutely right. And it depends on the venue. But again, the magic twig, very safe. I've seen many videos by now showing how it works and what it does. Guys, don't forget that we have the promotions going on. If you buy Cocoberry Pink Diamond Boilies, you get a free $17 bottle of the liquid stimulant, also in Cocoberry flavor. Crazy deal. And if you buy Mega Spice Boilies, which all of them, by the way, come in 20 and 24 ml size, you get a free pineapple liquid stimulant, also $17 value. So those are the two biggest deals that we have going on today. And then of course, don't forget that we have the sale going on. Carp 20, 20% off most items in the store. There are some exclusions on those bulky items. But if that doesn't work, use new 15 for anything that you see in the new arrivals. And we have, I think, like 5 pages of new arrivals. We got a lot of products from NGT. We got some really nice and cheap bite alarms. Really make sure you take a look at it. Okay, it's really cool stuff. Marty says, I like the Twig idea. I will be getting some. It's definitely worth trying. Okay, everybody's trying them right now. The first reports are coming back. People are loving it. We have sold probably half of what we've ordered, and we ordered a lot. So the Twig is definitely selling very well. And we're seeing the first reorders already coming, which is a great sign because that means people are approving of it. It's been working. It's been selling, okay? And sales are really the answer, the best answer to all of those questions that you've been having. If the sales are coming in, it means the product is doing well, okay? That's the best way to judge it. What else we got? What else we got? Let me see on my agenda. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. And then remember, COG Big 4 is starting October 1st. If you are a Carp Anglers Group member, it costs like 12 bucks, I think, to sign up. And Carp Angler is the only sponsor of all the prizes. I don't think this has ever been done like that, where one company sponsors absolutely everything. But moving forward, okay, I'm going to just assume years to come, this is how it's going to be done. Big 4, which is the best competition out there right now, last 2 months, is sponsored by carpangler.com with all the prizes. And you have 4 regions in the States that you can compete on your own timeline for 2 months. The 4 biggest fish count. This is as easy as it gets and as pleasant as it gets. What else we've got? Okay, let's do the last giveaway, guys. Okay, so GP Angling won the mug before. He's gonna contact me or one of my guys privately to give the information. We're going to give one more mug away. So hold on, guys. And this is again for a Catron European company coffee mugs, very carpy designs that they have. So we're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna do the this is the previous winner, the random number generators. Come on, people, focus. The last giveaway, and after that we're going to say good night. Okay, we've been having a good live stream. It's been long, but let's do the giveaway, then we'll recap a couple of things and call it a night. So Marty says that does this discount automatically apply when I order? I don't see it. Marty, if you're referring to a coupon code, those are the coupon codes. Carp 20 or new 15. If you're looking for boilies, try Carp 20. Okay? Carp 20, you enter it in shopping cart or at checkout. The only thing that happens automatically is the bottle of Cocoberry Pink Diamond that will be added to your order for free. That happens automatically, but the coupon code you have to enter manually. One of those coupon codes. For boilies, I would use Carp 20 for 20% off. Okay? So again, are you guys ready for the final giveaway? And you can do it either on YouTube or Facebook, but don't do both, you sneaky bastards, okay? So on my mark, start now. Comment from 1 to 1,000. 1 to 1,000. Come on, do it, do it, do it. Comment from 1 to 1,000. 1 to 1,000. Okay. Brian says 1,001. Oh man. 1 to 1,000, guys. Enter from 1 to 1,000 to win one more coffee mug from Catron with random carpy design that they have. 1 to 1,000. Marty, don't worry. You can place the order after the live stream. The coupon codes are going to be good until midnight Eastern time. Okay, so no rush, brother. You can do it right after. Okay, and we're going to stop now. Okay, stop now. So now we're going to generate a new number. New number. And new number is 970. Wow. 970. Ooh, Chris is at 885. Ooh, 970. 970. 970. Wow, I think Chris have won. Let me just confirm it. 970. And he got 885. What? Chris, you have won it. Chris Dudman won it. Chris Dudman. Got it, brother. So Chris won it on Facebook. He got a number 885. That was the closest to the 970. Wow. Okay. 885 is the winning number. Chris, hit me up on hit me up on Facebook. Unless you place an order today for something with all those sales going on, then we'll include it together. All right, so GP Angling and Chris Dadman, contact me or my pro staffers on Facebook with the information where to ship it exactly, okay? And we'll do it. So guys, to just recap, because this is gonna be going on until midnight only, okay? So don't miss out on this, because this type of stupid sales we cannot do all the time. We would go broke. But here are, this is important, the sales. 15% off. I'm dropping you links right now in the comments, okay? 15% off all new arrivals. We have bite alarms, new fishing nets on a budget, like really good, cheap stuff, but good stuff, okay? And then we have 20% off on most items in the store, okay? Most items in the store. That's because some of them are bulky, some of them are, you know, awkward to ship, so it's expensive. For those you want to try using the new arrivals if it's there. But other than that, most items are included, okay? And then remember, aside from the 2 coupon codes, you got those 2 promotions. If you buy the Cocoberry Pink Diamond Boilies today, size 20 or 24 mils, we have both, you're gonna get a free Cocoberry Pink Diamond liquid with the order. And remember, best boilie in America, okay? That's absolutely true. Absolutely, absolutely true. The unapologetically best boilie in America at the moment, well, made in America, absolutely number 1. Marty, thanks for watching, brother. We'll see you next time, and see you on Facebook and YouTube. Everybody else, if you have any questions about the Magic Twig or anything else that we've discussed, leave comments in the video here. We will respond to them, if not today, then tomorrow. But we'll try to be attentive to it. Or just, you know, let's have a discussion on Facebook, right? You can always post a topic, whatever question you have in our group. So remember, $5 shipping, every order, every single time. If you guys have questions, you know where to find us. It's been a great life. The obviously show has been stolen by the Magic Twigs. So make sure you get yourself one before we run out. Because I know One More Cast is selling them out and they're trying to replenish. We still have less than half of our contingent left, but they're going fast. Okay, it's really phenomenal product. Forget about those missed runs because you didn't get to the rods on time or something else happened underwater that you didn't see. So guys, it's been absolutely a pleasure, you know, to spend the past, over 2 hours with you. And we're gonna see you on Facebook and on YouTube, okay? Have a good night. Peace out.